Hey ladies and gents, it's SpoonyPizzas here, and I'm bringing you a little bit of footage from UFL. Now, one of the guys over there has published on Twitter some footage that he's recorded with either his phone or a smart tablet, who knows, and you can see the monitor at the bottom of the screen. So he is recording from a device. He's not using a capture card or anything like that, so the quality is going to drop just a little bit. So you have to take these graphics with a pinch of salt, and obviously being on Twitter, it is kind of pixelated, so that gives us a good idea of what to expect. So I'm going to let this run through and let you gather your thoughts, and then I'm going to run through it again and point out things I like and dislike about this. But obviously, just remember, this is what, an alpha or beta build, who knows. They're still working on the game, so you can't look at this and go, this is the final game, and be upset about it, or I think you can just look at the positives from these kind of videos, and the negatives could always be ironed out or fixed. But I think it's, we can just give our initial thoughts after seeing this. But first initial thoughts there, the pitch looks pretty decent. Something you'd think would be quite easy to put in a game. It's not perfect, but it looks decent to me. And then, like I said, I'll comment on the gameplay, the player movement, the animations. But obviously, it's a very, very small snippet. He's not really playing too much, but it gives you an idea of the player movement and see what they're doing. So it's looping back round now. So I'm just going to point out the things I like and dislike about this. So the first thing we see is the stadium and the crowd, and they've got flags in here. I really don't like the neon blue flags at the back. They stand out far too much, and to be honest, flags in games, sure, they are often waved around during the sort of pre-match build-up, but not during the match. So hopefully this isn't during the match. I don't think it is, but we'll have to just see when we get to the gameplay section. Another thing is, hopefully they're going to add some designs to these flags, otherwise they're going to be like a little bit plain and bare, and it's not something you would normally see. There's normally some sort of design, and you'd probably only see like a handful. You wouldn't see this many flags during the pre-match build-up. Not that size anyway. Sometimes you have big giant ones that people wave around behind the goals, for example. But yeah, that neon blue I'm not a fan of. Obviously, sometimes if you're at the Bernabeu in real life, then the fans there like to wave their white scarves in if things aren't going well, so that's their way of letting people know. Obviously over here it's just the design menu. Don't really need to say much about his keyboard, but what he's doing there is just changing the scene. So he's now diving into the actual game. This is obviously the pre-match build-up, so very similar to PES, where you sort of get that angle from the goalkeeper sort of spanning up over the stadium, and then he's just jumped straight into the game here. Seeing a few logos there and there. Can't quite read that writing, so we'll just have to let that pass. But like I said, the pitch there looks pretty decent. We've got the scoreboards at the background, so UFL, and the crowd at the back don't look terrific. Sort of eFootball like, if you ask me. Very similar, and how they're all in blocks. Like there's a gap between each section. I don't know which stadium they're playing at, to be honest. When it comes to the actual gameplay, I thought the gameplay was like a not too fast pace. You got to remember, you're watching this. Normally, when you watch footage, you find that it's actually faster than what you're playing. So this, to me, does actually seem quite slow. He's obviously not running with the ball there, and he is using mouse and keyboard. So I think he can only go like in eight different directions. So in terms of the player movement, this is very static. You got 3 there, 3 there. They're all in nicely formed lines. Obviously, we don't know the formation and tactics they're playing. I quite like this. Where he goes to do a challenge here, sort of lunging challenge to win the ball. Doesn't concede a foul, and then sprints off, makes that run. I'm not sure about his movement here, because he lines himself up with the defender. So watch this player here, right? He's running into space. He's got a big gap between those two defenders. I mean, that's pretty atrocious defending, to be honest. It should be someone... I don't know if this is a defender who's been pulled out of position. Going to assume that. But watch his run, right? He goes offside. He checks back in. And he goes over here somewhere. Like, dude, why don't you just stand between the two defenders? If you're a striker, you're literally taught to run between... try and find that space in between the centre backs or the I guess there's 3 centre backs there. I'm going to assume. There, he picks up the ball and like watch his run, right? He picks up the ball going one way, and he sort of spins around on the spot and then goes back the other way really quickly. But like I said, there's plenty of time for them to polish out the animation. It's very risky doing this sort of thing, doing sneak peeks. It's great for the fans, great to create hype, but you're always going to find people that pick holes in this and then just take a look at it and go, oh, I don't like that. It's like, well, dude, you got to wait for it. This could be alpha build. At least they're showing us something. At least they're giving us some content, even if it's like recorded through their phone, which it is. So it's not ideal circumstances by any stretch of imagination, but it's early days. I'm not, I think you can only really judge a game when you've got the actual gamepad in your hand. But it does look to be a little bit slower pace than I expected. Just hopefully, I'm not too keen on the arrows either underneath the players when they're moving with the ball, but I'm sure that could probably be switched off. Yeah, just here, just before he lays this ball back. Watch the player pressing the ball, right? He's pressing him. As soon as he passes it back, he literally turns away. See? Yeah, he literally turns away. So anyway, I don't know about UFL until, like I said, until we get our hands on it, can we really only judge it, and you can't really judge it from someone's screen recording, screen recording off a widescreen monitor. So he's literally having to swipe his phone across back and forth to try and capture everything. Anyway, that is pretty much it. I want to hear your thoughts on what you guys think on the sort of sneak peek that they've provided us. Are you sort of looking forward to UFL? Are you excited about it? Are you hyped? Where do you think it's going to fit? If you had to rate these games like eFootball, FIFA, PES 21, and this, it's hard to say, obviously, but where do you think it's going to sort of fit? Where do you think it's going to end up? Anyway, I look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments, and obviously I read all the comments, and you're probably aware of that with me hitting that love heart button. But anyway, until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.